Namaskar. We shall discuss today Maharashtra Real Estate Regulation Authority MahaRERA. We have discussed in the earlier videos the 5 pillars of the MahaRERA, out of which we have discussed only transparency. Rest of that we shall discuss today in the this video. I am available here. So मैं आपका दोस्त सी मनमोहन जिंदल from I'm RVSFA and social auditor also. So, MahaRERA is established by notification number 23 dated 8th March 2017 for regulation and promotion of real estate sector in the state. We know that Government of India has introduced RERA on the pan-India basis, and however every state has instructed or guided to have their own RERA as per the requirement of the state. MahaRERA is also extended its expansion to Daman and Diu and Nagar Dadar Vedi also. Now, so 5 pillars of MahaRERA for completing MahaRERA registered projects and bridging the trust gap between the home buyers and the developers are transparency, accountability, financial discipline, customer centricity, and compliance. So we have discussed earlier in the earlier video on transparency. We shall discuss here afterwards. Now, accountability. So accountability is that you should be accountable to your own actions or towards the customer. So enforceability of the accountability by the Act has reinforced the trust of the customer in the real estate sector, because developers, promoters are somewhere cheating, degrading, or misinforming the customer about the building projects. Now you know that everybody is having a dream that he should have his own house, he should have his own car, he should have a little bit good standard of living, and so everybody goes to builders to have a house, take a house, and hardcore money is depositing to them. Because of some builders, some customers, home buyers were very, very in difficulty because they have lost their funds into these promoters, builder, etc. So in 2017, the Act came. The Act clearly details the roles of responsibilities of each of the stakeholders, including promoters, LOTs, and agents, and hold them accountable for the contravention. So basically, these three are the stakeholders: promoters, builders, and LOTs, means home buyers, and agents who are in between the two. Now, in case of unethical business practices by the developer, every officer of the company who was in charge or was responsible will be liable for the conduct of the company and deemed to be guilty. Offense by an officer committed with the consent or connivance of any director, manager, secretary, or other officer of the company will also be guilty. So now government has tried to bridge the gap of this practice and uh, try to stop this practice through the implementation of the Act. Now, another is financial discipline. The Act has introduced various pioneering initiatives for preventing funds diversion and ensuring audit of each product. So now audit of each project is compulsory. Fund diversion is to be stopped, because earlier what the builder are doing that they convert the funds for one project and divert to the other businesses. The Act strives to ensure greater financial discipline in the real estate sector. Some of its provisions are as follows. Number one, a promoter shall not accept more than 10% of the cost of the apartment, plot, or building, as the case may be, as an advance payment or an application fee from a person without first entering into a written agreement for sale with such person or register the said agreement for sale. So maximum 10% he can take the advance and rest as per the progress of the project. 70% of the amount realized for the real estate project from the allottees from time to time shall be deposited in a separate account to be maintained in a scheduled bank to cover the cost of construction and the land cost, and shall be used only for that purpose only. So every project has a separate bank account, and that funds withdrawn as per the specific rules and regulation in the certificate of the chartered accountant. Now, withdrawal from such account shall be in proportion to the percentage of completion of the project, which shall be certified by an engineer, an architect, or a chartered accountant in practice, so that it should be confirmed that working going on, amount is expensed on that project only. The surety of that completion of the project is ensured. Promoter to compensate buyer for any false or incorrect statement with full refund of property cost with interest. So he has to pay the interest, he has to penalize the interest also. Now, project account to be audited within 6 months after the end of every financial year, and copy to be submitted to the MahaRERA. So now every project has to be audited within 6 months of the every financial year. Provision of MahaRERA to freeze project bank account upon non-compliance. If promoter is not complying, if the builder is not complying the things, then his projected bank account may be freezed. Provision for stronger financial penalties for MahaRERA non-compliances. Now, customer centricity. So, Act is very much about the customer, very much worried about the customer, and aims at protecting the interest as well as establishing trust and confidence between all stakeholders of the real estate sector. MahaRERA has brought focus to the treatment of LOTs in a fair and timely manner. Citizens shall be able to view on MahaRERA website all disclosures pertaining to the registered projects, and they shall enable data-driven informed decision making. So everything is with them. They can take the decision accordingly, whether they have to buy the flat from this builder or not, whether OC is received, whether project is registered under RERA or MahaRERA, or as the case may be. So customer is fully aware through the website of the MahaRERA. Promoter cannot make any addition and alteration in the sanctioned plans, layout plans, and specifications, and the nature of fixtures, fittings, and amenities, etc., without the previous consent of at least 2/3 of the allottees, other than the promoter, who have agreed to take apartment in such building. Means if promoter is also a allottee, then he is excluded. If the promoter fails to complete or is unable to give possession of an apartment, plot, or building in accordance with the terms of the agreement for sale, he shall be liable to pay interest for every month of the delay. Further, in case of allotee wishes to withdraw from the project without prejudice to any other remedy available, to return the amount received by him with interest. So यदि उसके पास कोई रेमेडी है, कोई अल्टरनेट है, कोई satisfied plan है, then he can opt for that or he can get his money back with interest. Promoter to enable formation of legal entity like cooperative society, company, association, federation, etc. within 3 months from the date on which 51% of the total number of allottees in such a building or a wing have booked their apartment. So if a builder has tried to say that he has to build 100 flats, if 51 are booked, then he has to immediately cooperate society has to create a cooperative society or federation, etc. immediately within 3 months. Promoter shall execute a registered conveyance deed in favor of allotee within 3 months from the date of issue of occupancy certificate. तो जैसे ही occupancy certificate आ जाता है, within 3 months इसको conveyance deed कस्टमर के फेवर में करनी पड़ेगी. Now, compliance. All basic approvals in place before RERA registration and these approvals in public form. तो जितने भी अप्रूवल्स उस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए चाहिए, चाहे वाटर से संबंधित पोल्यूशन, ग्रीनरी, फॉरेस्ट और एनए, नॉन एग्रीकल्चर लैंड, एवरी whatever may be the things, so all approvals should be in place before registration and that should be in the public domain, public form on the website of the builder. Registration of agents, broker with RERA portal. So every agent has to be registered with the RERA portal. Project registration with RERA on portal. 1 year extension in case of delay in real estate projects. So sometime due to calamity beyond the efforts of the builder, if project is delayed, then he can be allotted 1 year extension. Speedy dispute resolution at RERA and appellate tribunal. Developers to share details of projects launched in the last 5 years with status, reason for delay with RERA. So 5 सालों के बाद पहले उसने क्या काम किया, कितने प्रोजेक्ट डिलीवर करे, समय पे करे, नहीं करे, कस्टमर ग्रीवेंस तो कोई नहीं था, ये सारे स्टेटस उसको देने पड़ेंगे. Annual audit of project account by a chartered accountant. So we have seen in the earlier slides that on every completion of every financial year, the account should be audited by a chartered accountant. Conveyance deed for common area in favor of association of allotee. So common area जो public domain के लिए रहते हैं, public के लिए रहते हैं, जैसे pool, roads, community house, park, उनका conveyance deed association of allotees के favor में रहेगा. Separate registration of different phases in a single project. तो यदि सेपरेट फेज में कोई सिंगल प्रोजेक्ट बन रहा है, अलग अलग बिल्डिंग्स बन रही है, तो उसका सेपरेट रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना पड़ेगा. मैंडेटरी रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर न्यू एंड एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स विद रेरा. तो जो नया प्रोजेक्ट आप बिना रेरा के शुरू नहीं कर सकते और पुराने को भी अगर रेरा रजिस्टर कराएंगे तो बेहतर है. Authenticated copy of all approvals to be given when applying for project registration with RERA commencement, certificate, sanction plan, layout plan, etc. So, plan of development work, proposed facilities, pro forma allotment letter, agreement for sale or conveyance deed, etc. that should be intact and that should be available to the customer, to the home buyer. So this is for today. We have discussed the 5 pillars of MahaRERA to create the trust, to create the confidence between the stakeholders, and the buyers is the main area where he reached and React is ready to provide protection to the customer the most. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. नमस्कार.